today we're going to take a look at a very old skillet. Now I've said that before, we're going to take a look at an old skillet. It's true. Yeah, we're going to take a look at another antique skillet. It's not the airy skillet though, which you've seen previously. It is made by a company which started in 1891, making it one of the founding fathers in American cast iron. Highly collectible. Many people say pans, cookware made by this company is as equal to Griswold, making it a great alternative because Griswold skillets can be super pricey. And yeah, even for collectors like myself, like, oh no way, am I gonna pay for Griswold? So yeah, if you have guessed correctly, today we're gonna take a look at a Wagner skillet. Is the reputation true? Is it a great alternative? Today we're gonna find out. Let's check it out. Okay, so let's get straight into it by looking at the cooking surface of this old Wagner. Now, hopefully we're right beside a window. It's very nice. It's a beautiful day today, so it's nice and sunny. The camera hopefully should pick up the interior without any difficulty, and if it can, you can see the cooking surface has very, very minor imperfections. It is a beautiful looking cooking surface. No scratches, no pitting, well, just very minor scratches, no pitting, rust damage on this particular pan anyway. It's looking amazing. Now, I didn't oil it before taking it to, showing you on the video. That would give it a false representation, right? So I wanted you to see a dry cooking surface. It's a beautiful pan, right? Now, if you do recall, my airy skillet had a few minor scratches and a few flea bites. This pan doesn't. Now, that's not to say the Wagner is better than my airy pan. It's just had a different history of use. My airy skillet is probably, someone had probably used a knife or a spatula a bit more, harder than this particular pan. No antique cast iron will ever be perfect. Now this Wagner is not perfect either, but it is looking good. What do you think? Yeah, if you do pick up a Wagner and it's in a condition like this, I think you'll be very, very happy. The food should release very, very easy. Even if you're cooking eggs, I think it's going to lift up. Now, if we take a look at the rim of the pan, you can see it's kind of silvery. Now, you may think, oh, is this an imperfection? That's not looking too good. This is simply the seasoning has, I wouldn't say worn off, it has rubbed off. And that is my doing. When I do clean my pans, I tend to be very hard on the rim. I know I'm doing it right. I use a Scotch-Brite on the green side of the Scotch-Brite, and maybe I shouldn't do it, but yeah, I'm always too hard on it. So it's just simply seasoning which has rubbed off on my sponge, but it just needs a bit more seasoning. That's all. Yeah, that will blend in nicely. So let's turn over and have a look at the back of the pan. So, okay, here we go. Oh my goodness, what is this little mark? Now, don't worry, this probably is a little bit of rust which is coming through, and I think it is rust because I think it went doo-doo-doo-doo, and it took off the rust, but it also took off the little bit of seasoning which was covering the base of the pan. That is. Yeah, it happens, guys. Well, as you saw on the front, the seasoning is very, very light. Probably just has one coating of seasoning. If you do want to protect these old pans, you'll need several layers of seasoning. And you can see why. Yeah, little patches do come through eventually. Is this a problem? No, not whatsoever. And this will simply blend. Is it a bit of rust? Well, probably very, very minor, I would say, and just a few uses, oil, cook oil, and this will simply blend right back in, so we can just overlook those marks. Now, one of the appeals of Wagner cast iron is the number or variations of the logo. Collectors are then lucky because the number of different logos, we can determine the age fairly accurately. This, you can see the Wagner is straight, the Sydney is straight, has a little O. This is a Wagner Sydney O with a straight logo. The date when this skillet was possibly made, you're looking at 1910 to around 1915. Now, are my dates completely accurate? No, they're not. And I'm one of the first to admit, my dates are not perfect. Some collectors are really into the dates and they are very particular to get it accurate. That's really cool and really beneficial to the cast iron community with the amount of research they do. For me, it is the cultural heritage of the pans and using something that is so old. Now we know the date of the pan, 1910 to 1915, approximately. So this makes this pan 100 years old. That's why, for me anyway, I find these old skillets amazing. How about you? Okay, so now we've had a quick look at the condition of this pan. We've gone over a few flaws, but really you can see the pan or skillet is in very, very good condition. Now the question is, for this video, is Wagner an alternative to Griswold? I think it is, and a lot of people do agree with me. Why would you pay for a Griswold when you can get a Wagner? Well, that's a really, really good question. Now that's up to you. Would you pay extra for a Griswold? A lot of people don't mind because they're not collecting, right? They're not collecting 20, 30, 50 pan. They just want one pan, so they don't mind paying extra. They know they're going to get a quality pan with a Griswold. But as you can see, if you do see a Wagner, the very, very good looking pans. And I think you'd be very, very happy with them. Okay, so as you have seen, Wagner cast iron is finally made and equal in many ways to Griswold. So I definitely wouldn't overlook a skillet, a pan, or Dutch oven made by the Wagner manufacturing company. And often you can pick up pieces for a lot cheaper than all Griswold pieces. Now we did have a look at the date of this pan, and it is a 100-year-old pan, making it in the collectible era, right? What is the collectible era? Anything made before 1960 is considered collectible with collectors. Now that's not to say cast iron made after that is not any good or not usable. No, there's some very fine pieces out there. But as far as collectability goes, you want to be looking for cast iron, Wagner cast iron, made before 1960. So how'd you find out? Well, there's different logos. You could probably tell by looking at it that it's going to be heavier. It's the texture can be not as finely made. Also, you can look at Booney Hicks, my site, and other online sites for more information. So keep out for items made before 1960. All right, thanks guys.